The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Bad Omens, Brian and Kenzie on Q101. That sold-out show with the Salt Shed is next Thursday after Riot Fest. So hope we have some more tickets for that one. We give away a lot, and I know our golden ticket winner will be at that event. So it's like Kenzie's favorite new band right now, the Bad, even though not new, but Bad Omens. That
God,
song,
I love them.
Yeah, you're all over it. You won't believe how Kenzie reacts to that song when it's played in the studio here. She never says, "Turn it up, Brian, turn it up." And she wants me to turn it up so loud we blow
I'm
speakers.
usually like, both you and the music,
Quieter.
quiet in
down.
between the songs.
So we already got our winner for the Riot Fest tickets. Don't worry. Every day this week we will have them for you around this time for the 3-day passes until the event Friday.
And do we know? And I am making this up right now.
Okay.
Is that what's happening on Ticket Blitz Thursday? Is it every hour or no?
I don't believe it will be.
Is it?
I think we have a special different show for that we'll announce probably like tomorrow or Wednesday, actually. I think it's going to be something pretty special.
I've just gotten questions about that, so I decided to ask live.
It makes sense. We did it last Thursday, so you think it'd be again, but I believe we have a special show that's going to be for that Thursday, Ticket Blitz Thursday this week with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We launched that also around 8 on Thursday. That will be there. So I don't know if you we talked about, of course, on Mondays, your highlights of your weekend. I wish my 10-month-old baby Harper's music class went for 7 hours on Sunday, so I didn't watch the Bears game and suffer through that debacle.
The pain.
God, I mean, she cried in the beginning of it, so it was painful. But I would have gladly taken that pain over what I watched on the field, which was embarrassing. It was disgusting. It was repulsive. I'm coming up with a lot of new adjectives to describe the Bears because I can't just scream.
You're putting that word of the day calendar in hard. You're using it.
Bought it at Spencer's. Got to use it,
Oh, yeah.
But Kenzie, you were looking for baby stuff in Crystal Lake, right? Is that what you? And you live in Elgin,
okay.
so what happened?
So here's what happened.
Give us the journey. Yeah, give us the story.
My poor husband, because I really wanted to go to like a big baby store. Listen, I know Amazon exists, Target exists, things like that. And that's great for clothing. But like when you're really trying to do an entire nursery, it's like I'm looking for a massive, massive baby store with everything, with options so I can see it. And it's fun to register, right? And in person versus solely just things online that you think will probably be nice, whatever.
Sure.
So I really wanted to go, and most things are closed. Home Goods put out a statement closing their entire kids section.
I'm sure they had to put a statement out for the ladies, because ladies, Megan, women out there, they live for Home Goods.
I love Home Goods, and there's so many pet aisles now, which is great. There should be pet aisles. That's totally fine. But there's so many. It's like we don't need 8. Like, couldn't we just keep one kids aisle, like a single one with your best of the best? They said they didn't make money on it, which is confusing. Then Babies R Us closes. Then Bye Bye Baby closes.
Yeah.
And it's weird to me because, like, they all go bankrupt, but everybody says all they do is spend money on their kids.
Yeah.
But none of these kids' stores make any money. I don't know. It's some weird universe. You think it would make the most money. I don't know what's going on.
Are they losing money to scalpers?
I
that
don't
are
know.
Scalping baby goods on
I don't know.
on the off ramp by Comiskey Park down there.
But anyway, my poor husband, because it was the Cubs game, it was the Bears game.
Big sports
but
day.
It's also a weekend, and we have some free time. Okay. And I was looking up Bye Bye Babies because I'm like, there could be like a solo Bye Bye Baby still open if it's privately owned or something, right? Or sometimes when you type that in, other stores similar, like maybe there's a Baby Depot. I don't know.
I wonder is there a Baby Depot?
I don't know. Something along the lines is what I'm looking for. So I put it in, and of course they're all like permanently closed, except for Crystal Lake one comes up and says it's open till 6 p.m. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is probably just like, somebody owns this on their own or something. And my husband's like, oh yeah, it does say it's open. So we drive about 40 minutes out there while the Cubs are on.
Yeah.
And get out there. We're like, gosh, that store, it's kind of dark. I'm not going to lie.
It's kind of gloomy out there. Yeah.
And it literally looks like the Grinch has swept this place. There wasn't a crumb. There wasn't a sock. There wasn't a bib. Empty shelves. And I go, unless they're getting a very large shipment tonight, I think that they're probably permanently closed. And it was so sad.
Aww.
And I was just bummed out. He goes, well, we'll just register online. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But it's like, I just wanted to go special in person and pick stuff out. It's fun.
You're pregnant for the first time, and that's exciting adventure for a new mama.
Yeah. And like, again, some of these are big purchases. I do not mind registering for bottles and bibs and all that online. That's totally fine. When you're picking out like actual furniture pieces, it's nice to go see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, open a drawer and go, oh, that looks way more shallow than I thought, or it's a little crooked, or whatever, right? So I'm very sad. And I don't understand. All these baby stores are closed.
So an update on that.
What do you got? It's probably actually closed.
Well,
Did you find a Bye Bye Baby? Don't go.
There's something called Baby Depot. There actually is one.
Ooh.
It is temporarily closed.
Oh, son of a nutcracker.
Now, there's one on Costner Ave that says 1710 North Costner. It's closed but opens at 11 a.m. However, it's your dilemma of driving to Crystal Lake, and they said it was open too, and it wasn't. It was closed.
That's the thing, is that they're just not.
It's very sad. Also, you were in a hot zone in Crystal Lake. I know Crystal Lake really well. You were right by Northwest Highway where that Baby Depot is. the Bye Bye Baby is.
Yeah.
You were right near Buffalo Wild Wings. Did you go stop in there and get some wings to celebrate after driving 40 minutes and not celebrate, but just console yourself?
No, we went to Red Robin.
Oh.
My husband loves Red Robin because he likes their turkey burger.
Yeah.
So we went there. He goes, we have to go somewhere with the TV. I go, that's fine. I understand. But I felt like he was so feisty after Bye Bye Baby was closed. He knew it wasn't my fault. He didn't yell at me.
Sure.
But I felt a lot of pent-up energy of him missing the Cubs game and the store wasn't open. It was pretty quiet in the car ride to Red Robin.
After you ate at the Red Robin, you could have went to Extreme Wheels roller skating. That's over on Virginia Road over there.
No, I don't roller skate well.
Also, you're pregnant.
And I'm
You probably
pregnant.
should.
I don't think it's the time to learn.
All
I can't
right.
lie.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. There's a lot of hot spots there, right in that area where the Bye Bye Baby and Crystal Lake was. I mean, you could have went and did a few things. There's a Chilio's Mexican Grill. Chilio's, not Chili's, Chilio's.
Okay.
Yeah, stop by
Is it
there.
Chelios, maybe?
It's Chilo.
Huh.
Oh, Chilios, not Chelios.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I made him go to a furniture store, and that's when he really started acting up. Because I'm like, well, maybe they have a baby section. I was just trying not to waste the trip.
Right.
And I go, maybe they have a baby section. And good Lord, I felt like I brought Tristan to the store. He's like, it's so fun. Why is the kids section in the back? I have allergies. What? Just pick one of these cribs. I'm like, okay, let's go home.
So anybody, listen, you can go to Target. Target has everything.
I know there's Target. I know there's Amazon. But I would love an awesome nursery. Like, I want to decorate. I know I can pick out onesies at Carter's and stuff. I understand. But like a real decor furniture for kids place, I don't know one now.
Did you go to Room for Kids? Somebody's checking in with that, 847?
Room for Kids. Where?
Well, it's cute because it's got number 4. Room for Kids.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, get that little tie in there.
Get a little letter. It's cute.
You try that one. I don't know if anybody's got suggestions for like some boutique, unique Chicago local stores.
Yeah.
Oh, someone said there's one called Once Upon a Child is a great
I've
spot
seen
for
Once
baby
Upon
furniture.
a Child.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had furniture. I thought that was just closed too.
Yeah. Somebody's helping you out. Northbrook Mall. There's just a baby store in Northbrook Mall. I don't know what it's called yet, but take a look at the
I'm
big
here
thing
for
when
the
you walk
baby
in.
store?
Yeah, go to the baby store. Where's the baby store at? Yo, where it at?
That's good.
Thank you,
But if
helping out,
anybody
Ken.
is like, this was like my nursery decor go-to, I'd love to know.
Someone said try Pinterest. Just order stuff on Pinterest.
Okay, well, Pinterest is pins of it takes you to external sites. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. 312-591-8300. Help her out with all these stores just closing. They can't make money on babies, apparently.
But that's the only thing we spend our money on is these kids.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Gil Curtis with your headlines in just a second. But a lot of ladies checking in with other ideas. But they're the big box stores like IKEA, Pottery Barn Kids, Crate and Barrel. For Kenzie, since Bye Bye Baby has been closed, and we'll pour one out for Bye Bye Baby. I mean, actually, it was owned by Best Buy, so Best Buy went out too.
No, Bed Bath & Beyond.
Bed Bath & Beyond. Best Buy's still open. My bad.
That's two really different scenarios there.
Yeah, Best Buy's still doing pretty well.
Are they?
Yeah, people still buy TVs and everything. I got to buy another TV for the Bears now that Megan has the Eagles to watch, and I just gave up in that game yesterday and just said, you can, in the fourth quarter with like 6 minutes left, you can have the Eagles on the big screen now.
Does she make more money than you? Why do you get to pick the TV?
We don't talk about money in our house. We don't talk about who
I
makes
just
what.
feel like maybe you should be on the small TV. You're giving small TV energy
We'll see.
with your paycheck.
Damn.
You say that she's like she's
She was on a nice iPad. I bought her that iPad. It was the most expensive one.
She wears those little pantsuits when she goes to work. I know she's doing well.
She's doing something.
I've seen that.
Yep. Don't give her any ideas,
She looks
please.
like Hillary Clinton. She goes to work. She's doing something important.
Only the clothes, not looking like Hillary.
No, I mean, yeah, Megan's very hot, but I mean, like, you know, you can tell she's making some important decisions where she's going.
All right, you made your point. I'll give her the TV. Well, I'll give her the TV next week. I'll watch the Bears game on the iPad.
In the guest room where you belong.
Be crying in there in the guest room. Oh.
Are you gonna play something?
This is not
What are you
headline
doing?
news. The escaped Pennsylvania murderer who's evaded police for almost 2 weeks has been spotted a few times. Experts believe he remained out of sight over the weekend by going in theaters showing My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. The U.S. is experiencing a laxative shortage, most likely because that Delta passenger from last week used them all up on one flight. In sports, the first Sunday of NFL football went down yesterday. Evidently, the Cincinnati Bengals didn't get the memo. And Dave Stewart of the Eurythmics turned 71 on Saturday. He celebrated with a new song, Sweet Dreams Are Made of Watching Reruns of CSI. This is not headline news.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Wow, it's kind of the audio of the day coming up here in 3 minutes from Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis as they got in, a huge problem once they defended their friend, Danny Masterson, on that 70s show, and then he was convicted of rape and sentenced. He's basically going to jail for at least 30 years. This has been going on for a while. It's been kind of under the radar of entertainment stories, like just a little pop-up here and there. And even the story of him going to jail for 30 years is now there. Thank God that they've convicted him of a situation that happened many, many, many years ago, which should be, I guess, an inspiration to people that have been wronged, women, and you think you just can't fight it that many years later.
Right, I see what you're saying. I didn't know where that was going at the beginning when you said it should be an inspiration. So, no, that is...
That you can get justice later.
Right.
It's harder, there's no question, the longer you wait in situations because of evidence and however
listen,
it goes
if somebody really attacks people, like women or people in general... It's good for them to not just be out and about. Like, do what you can. Find your healing, because you're also helping the world from that not happening again, right? If that's the kind of person someone is.
So Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, they were all on that 70s show together, by the way. They had to issue an apology for
They wrote character letters.
They wrote character letters for him like months ago in the court trial, and they had to issue an apology. Wait till you hear this apology. I can't tell if it's AI doing it because of the way it sounds. It's very lawyer-esque, but we'll play it here in 3 minutes for you with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. It's pretty much the audio of the last 72 hours. We'll give it to you. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, well, here's the audio everybody's talking about. Brian and Kenzie here on Q101 is a few weeks back from that 70s show. Danny Masterson got convicted of rape, and he will go to jail for 30 years minimum. Hopefully longer. You should do that. I think it would be longer, be nice in that situation. And Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, they had written character reference letters for him months ago, and they became public, and then they looked really bad, of course. Even though a lot of people write these letters, they shouldn't probably become public. That's the problem. But they were just writing it as how the person they knew. I'll play the audio and see how they try to explain themselves out of this situation.
Yeah.
How they were kind of not necessarily defending him, but they're trying to portray themselves, hey, he's not our friend. But this sounds like a lawyer wrote this for him, and they can...
Well, I'm sure a lawyer did write it for them.
And they're reading it like word for word.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us, and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
Has there ever been a more emotionless apology? It's so clinical, and every word is exactly enunciated.
I mean, it's smart. I think more people should probably review and their apologies before they post the celebrities that do it, because half the time they do an apology, then they just get in trouble again.
Yeah.
So I suppose.
I also think people like them should, before they do something like that, think about it, because they know what he was convicted of or what he was going to trial for at the time. And, you know, I know he's known them for 20 years or 25 years. They've all known each other from that 70s show. But at the same time, you can kind of say, nah, I'm not going to write you a character letter. I mean, maybe they believed he was innocent. I don't know. Before, because this happened earlier on in the trial.
Right, without, maybe they didn't realize the amount of evidence and things.
And I'm not defending
like
him.
that.
I'm not defending him at all. I mean, it's a rough look. It's a rough look.
It is. It's tough. And I feel, so Mila Kunis, when she started, she was very young on that show, like 14 or 15. And a lot of people feel like she had kind of been groomed because she was hanging out with these older men and became very like, no, they were just being funny. And people are like, that's still really inappropriate. So there's a lot of just weird underlying things with that TV show now in that environment.
You want to hear some other audio I unearthed that goes exactly what you're talking about?
Did you unearth it or did Case? Because I think he put it in this morning.
I found it. Case put it in. Is that correct, Case?
Yeah, and then Brian was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe we won't even have time to play it. I was like, well, you asked me to do it, so why don't we play it?
We're going to play it. So this is Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. This is from years ago, and they're talking about exactly what Kenzie was talking about.
You know what's funny is when she was 14 when we started the show. I was like 19, right?
Right.
And they're like, okay, you guys are going to be making out in this scene. And I'm like thinking like, wait, this is like slightly illegal,
that's
right?
probably your first kiss ever, right?
It was my first kiss. What's someone bet you made with Danny about our first kiss?
No, it wasn't the first kiss. This was like a second or third kiss.
It was like the first week.
No, it was not the first week.
Whatever. Let me tell you what happened.
Let me tell you what happened.
No. Okay, I've never kissed a guy. So I was so. I mean, you know, Ash was attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared for my life.
Sure.
And he was very nice about it. He was like, "Oh, don't worry." So I was like, "Okay." Then Danny goes and goes, "Dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her." What?
I'm going to stop right there. Holy cow.
It is creepy that I was a 14-year-old little girl.
Yes. Yikes. It goes on.
What do you stick your tongue in my mouth or some?
What? No.
For $10.
You're making it sound like it was like really. Okay, Dan.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was really bad.
It was really bad, yeah.
We had a little side bet going.
Yeah.
Like,
Which was?
It wasn't very
as to whether or not, you're kissing on the show or boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
You would use tongue, right, Rosie? I mean, you would.
It depends what kind of an actor you are, I guess.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
So Danny bets me like $20 that I wouldn't do it, and of course I'm like, yeah, sure. What's the deal? You know?
Then the cop showed up and you got arrested, and pretty much.
They should have, but they didn't.
Did it.
Holy cow.
It's a good reminder of what used to be on TV that no one blinked an eye at. This is just on network television.
Yeah, people laughed along.
No one thought that would be bad.
Ashton Kutcher starts the story with, funny story, she was 14, and then Rosie O'Donnell lets them tell the story.
And a guy that's going to get convicted of rape in 20 years bet me at $20 I wouldn't put my tongue down her throat.
These crazy guys.
Oh,
Let's
they're
go.
wild and crazy guys.
Hey, boys being boys.
Oh, God.
Let's go to break. We're coming back with Blink 182. It's just like no one questioned any of. That was Rosie O'Donnell's show. Oh. And there's even more that Case unearthed this from Punk'd back in the day, which, again, who didn't love Punk'd, right?
Oh, be careful what you say, Brian, before you intro this clip.
I'm not giving a character letter for
I was
Punk'd.
watching it with a 14-year-old. Brian!
But you're right. Now this is from Punk'd with Ashton Kutcher. And Case, do you remember the scene? What's going on here?
Yeah, so they're about to punk Hilary Duff, who at this time was coming off of Lizzie McGuire and was about to star in Cheaper by the Dozen.
I love her.
Yes, she's delightful. Unfortunately, her show on Hulu, How I Met Your Mother, just got canceled. I was a big fan of that. But anyways.
I didn't know that.
She is 15 years old, 15, and about to get punked.
And here is the audio.
McGuire. She also has an album out. She's going to be in a movie called Cheaper by the Dozen. And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18, along with the Olsen twins.
So she was 15, waiting to turn 18.
It's just so creepy. Here's the thing. I I guess I could just be wrong. I don't know. But I would think that in your 20s, just hearing somebody 14 and 50, that would make you uninterested. Like that sounds young, right?
Yes.
Right.
You're not.
Do you know
You're.
what I mean? Doesn't that sound like little?
Yeah.
That sounds young, Brian, right?
Yes, it does. And Kenzie, you are right.
know.
I think you were careful about your words there, but no, you're saying exactly the right thing.
I just feel like the age itself, when you're a certain age, is literally a turnoff. Like,
yeah.
You know?
There were morning shows out there that had that, what he's talking about there, the Olsen twins countdown, like, hey man, hey, we're Frankie and the dog here.
Frankie and the dog?
I don't know. That's just a morning show I just made up.
They were huge in Toledo.
Dingo and the baby.
And coming up here on Friday marks the 1 year timeline till the Olsen twins turn 18.
They should be arrested. If you ever said something like that.
I didn't. They did. Frankie and the dog or whoever I just made up.
That sounds like a personal bull. I want you arrested. What the hell? Unless you were like 17. It's like, okay, so yeah, it's fine. You're trying to tell somebody that you're in that age range. But it's like, that's just odd.
It is. And also, can we ever, is that 70s show still on? Can you, because I know it was on like weeks ago, because it came up on like TNT or one of them.
I bet it is, because you can still watch a couple shows with canceled hosts.
Which ones?
Well, I think TV Land still has like Roseanne and I think The Cosby Show.
Well, there's a difference between Roseanne and The Cosby Show, I think, right?
I'm just talking about canceled lead hosts.
I know. She's been canceled, but...
And I will
Cosby's
say, Danny played Hyde, and he's one of many leads, I'd argue, on the show.
Yeah.
He's not, like those shows were named after those people, and you can still watch them.
That should be a whole TV network. There should be a network called Canceled TV. And it's just all of the bad people on one network.
You know when you were at like Bed Bath & Beyond, they'd have the as seen on TV section?
Yes.
They'd be like, as seen in like your jail report.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, 10 minutes away. Coming up at 9 is your chance to get to the Darker Waves Festival. Not just tickets, but a full-on VIP trip. You'll be staying at the Hyatt Regency Huntington Beach Resort and Spa. VIP tickets to this festival November 18th, which includes like Devo, A New Order, Tears for Fears, Violent Femmes, Psycho Furs. It's an amazing show that's kind of giving you the beginning of modern rock. And for me, it's always the MTV hits. Those are the bands that started like when you were just a kid watching MTV, and that's what was on there. All these bands in one place. It's sold out. It's on the beach, and you could be there. If you're here with us at 9 o'clock, we'll give you a keyword. It's pretty easy. That's all you need to know.
Oh, great. They're just texting that in.
Yeah, don't
just wait. That wasn't the keyword.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, as we said, we'll get to the Darker Waves Festival coming up here in about 7 minutes with Brian and Kenzie on Q101 in case the producer joins us for sports. I think I'm going to do this for the Bears. It's our second sportscast of the morning. Next week, the Bears play the Buccaneers.
Okay.
And that's it. I can't get into
Oh, that's the sports report.
That's the Bears portion of the sports report. I don't think I can do it anymore. I can't. I'm not capable right now. Just emotionally, physically. Talent-wise, can't do it.
Kenzie, if you don't talk, though, Brian will keep talking about the Bears. So keep on talking about how we can't talk about them anymore.
Settle down.
I just don't know how, after 15 years of the Aaron Rodgers era and the Brett Favre era, like 30 years we're talking about, that Jordan Love comes in.
It was one game.
It's not one. That's right.
Settle down.
It was. This was one of the most. What?
Hey.
What?
You can still do really good this year, and we've only had one game, and you're getting way ahead of yourself. You're being very sports talk show hosty right now, where they're gonna harp for 7 days because they have nothing else to talk about.
Brian takes that's a huge compliment.
And they're gonna argue about football if they're ever gonna be able to throw it and catch it. Let's stop it. Just wait and see. It was one game. I would have liked to win it also, but it's good Lord.
I gotta admit, she's actually made me feel better.
I don't know.
Just calm down.
Not when I leave, I won't feel better, but
no.
Then you know what? Maybe the Bears felt a little tense about the whole thing because everyone was putting a lot of pressure on the whole. We'll know if they're ever gonna be good based on right now. Maybe it was people like you.
Mm-hmm.
And all your little sports reporter energy making them feel very stressed out. and they'll do better next time.
All right.
That's my opinion.
We'll see what happens.
And Jordan Love's all hyped up. They probably gave him like a shot.
I mean, the defense won the game. The defense won the game, but you're the quarterback and you're the guy out there, and so he gets credit, for coming in after all that. That's the story.
You never know. There's been times that we've had a quarterback, we're like, oh, he's going to be so good based off that one game, and then they're not. And the same thing could happen with Jordan Love.
You're making a lot of good points.
How many times have we ever been able to decide if our quarterback's going to be good based on the first game?
Well, we've had about 31 quarterbacks in like 29 years.
And we always have been pretty excited.
Pretty excited.
So calm down. Calm down.
I was reading a Twitter thread last night, an X thread, where it happened in Soldier.
So something your ex posted?
No. On Twitter, I was reading. I see what you said.
He was calling Twitter X is X now.
Oh,
yes.
Just keep calling it Twitter.
I thought you were making a joke, but no, you were genuinely asking.
I thought you said something your ex posted.
No. Well, speaking of exes, though, there was a Bears boyfriend and a Packers girlfriend at Soldier Field yesterday, and according to what I read, the Bears boyfriend broke up with the Packers girlfriend because she was, quote, smiling too much during the game. So they went there together and they left separately. And that says all you need to know about the Bears' performance yesterday.
That's about it.
That's tough.
I watched the game and thought they need to rebuild the rebuild. This was tough.
I think that you can be fans of different teams, but I think rival teams and stuff. Like, Megan's a Phillies fan.
She's
right?
Phillies, Eagles, everything Philly.
Which, okay, obviously we want to kick everybody's ass, but I think that it's okay because it's like being a Packers Bears household is like or Vikings Packers or Bears, but that's just like a lot of tension, a lot of unnecessary tension.
There's a lot of people out there, a lot of fish in the sea. You go find a new one.
Some of them aren't Packers fans.
That's right.
Do we feel like the Bears and Packers are an actual rivalry, though? Because the Bears have won the Packers have won the last 9 meetings between the two. And when you think about great rivalries in sports, Red Sox, Yankees, Dodgers, Giants, Lakers,
it's not
Celtics.
That it's a great rivalry. We just hate each other.
Yeah, it's like, what's the great, especially if you're a Bears fan, what's the great Bears-Packers moment in history? It's all, hey, did you see that Aaron Rodgers comeback? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not a rivalry.
Who are you? From Wisconsin?
I don't like it. I'm just being realistic. As somebody that's been beaten down by the White Sox all year, it's nice to be able to shift some of this blame and sadness towards the Bears all of a sudden.
It's not a rivalry when you get your ass kicked every time.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And you're right. It isn't. It isn't. We will not call it that.
One day, I'm going to do very good.
When?
When we're drafting a new quarterback.
I can't tell you that yet.
Okay, do your analytics and research.
Yeah, I'll give me Google some stats, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then that year, it'll be quite the rivalry.
Kenzie will say, I told you.
I told you.
Told you guys.
I'm going to text you from my nursing home like, suck it, Case.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.